In his lifetime as a Jewish rabbi, Jesus was very different than the other rabbis. And today's gospel is a perfect example of this. See, the question he was asked is, what of all the commandments of the Torah law, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, which is the greatest? But instead of just answering that question, Jesus constructs a new reality. Because he answers that question, which is the greatest commandment, by using two commandments. The first one, love God above all else, comes from the book of Deuteronomy. The second one, love your neighbor as you love yourself, that comes from the book of Leviticus. So he takes two commandments and makes them into one commandment. This is called the Great Commandment. And see, this is very important. It's very fitting that this is the gospel. Because if you want to know how should you live your life as a Christian, there it is. Very nice and simple and clear. Right from Jesus himself, God's perfect and final self-revelation. So you say, well, what should I do with my life? The first thing, again, is love God. And how do you do that? Well, by doing what we're doing here. By praying. Praying both as a group, as we do here and in school, but also as individuals by ourselves, to say prayers to God every day in the morning and in the evening. And also, too, to come together as a community in church to worship God. That's how we show we love God. So we should always do these things like we do throughout the year here at school. Pray every day, go to church when it's the right time. That's how we love God. But that's not all. And that's also not enough. The next thing we have to do also, if we love God, aside from prayer and worship, is how do we treat one another? How do we treat one another? Because we're going to be around people all day in school for every day until we get to next year in May and so on. And so it is important that we set in our minds, how does God want me to treat other people? And it's very simple when he says you shall love your neighbor as yourself. What he's saying is, it's a variation of what we call the golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. If you want to be treated kindly, if you want to be treated as a friend, as a brother and sister, if you want to be treated well, then you must do that to others. If I want to be treated kindly, I treat other people kindly. If I want to be a friend, I am a friend to other people. If I want other people to look at me as a brother and sister, then I treat them, again, with dignity and respect and kindness and compassion, the same way we want to be treated. I mean, do any of you want to be made fun of? Do any of you want to be bullied and pushed around? Do any of you want to be mocked? Well, no. No one wants that to happen to themselves, so don't do that to other people. It's very simple, very clear. And again, this just happens to be the gospel at this Mass on the first day of the year. But if you want to know what should I do all year to have a successful school year, well, of course, work hard in school and work hard in sports and work hard in all extracurriculars. But most importantly, live by this great commandment. That's what this is called, the great commandment of Jesus. Live by it. And how do you do that? Pray every day, go to church, treat one another the way you want to be treated. Because again, if you do that, this will be a successful school year. And not just a successful school year, but the more that you do that, this will be a successful life. If you can do this each and every day of your life, you will have a successful life. A life that is happy, a life that is fulfilled, a life that makes sense, and a life that serves God. So, it's really not complex, and I can't understand it. I don't know what it means. You all can understand this. You know what it means to pray and go to church, and you all know what it means to treat other people the way you want them to treat